Okay, so I'm going to be talking about theories. We've touched on them a little bit when we were talking about inductive and deductive reasoning, so we're just going to dive a little bit more into what theories are. So, in this video, we're going to define and describe theories, and then we're going to give examples of theories, and then we're going to connect this idea of theories to inductive and deductive reasoning. So a theory is a comprehensive explanation of an important feature or nature of nature supported by evidence gathered over time. And that was by the National Academics of Academies of Sciences. So let's delve into that a little bit more. So here are some facts and some theories to back up the facts. So here we have a fact. Cohabitation is associated with increased odds of later divorce. And then below it, there are some theories or some explanations of why the fact would be. So one possible theory or explanation would be because cohabitation lessens commitment among couples. Or another theory could be that cohabitation is associated with divorce because less committed couples choose to cohabitate in the first place. Okay, let's do one more. So we have the fact women make less money than men for doing the same work. So some theories about why that would be because of patriarchal systems and implicit biases that favor men over women. Another theory could be because women spend less time in the workforce than men. So, I mean, there can be a variety of theories explaining the same fact. And in social sciences, we always want to back up, we want to use theory to explain things and to make our hypotheses and to provide the context for understanding our findings when we do research. So with theories, there are sometimes visual representations made of theories. So here is a representation. Maybe your family of origin will lead to a specific romantic attachment style, and then your specific romantic attachment style could lead to marital adjustment. So this is a visual representation of a theory. Here's another visual representation of a theory. This is by John Gottman, and this is his love maps. And this was love maps were his theory about how to stay connected as a couple. So this is his theory, and he made a visual representation of it. So he's talked about how you want to have a positive perspective, turn towards instead of away, share fondness and admiration. And so this is his theory for maintaining intimacy as a couple rather than drifting away. So something to keep in mind is that the real world does not, or the theory does not perfectly represent the real world. So if this is the real world, this is our theory. So there are some differences. It's not a perfect replica. There are a lot of good theories that get really, really close to what is actually happening, but they're still not perfect. It's hard to explain every single case. Theories oftentimes represent broad patterns. Here's another example of some of where theories can go wrong. So we have all these blind people feeling an elephant, and they come up with different theories. One thinks it's a spear, another thinks it's a fan, a wall, a rope, a tree, a snake. They all kind of get close to what they're describing, at least in terms of the particular part of the elephant that they're describing, but none of them grasped that it was an elephant. So while some theories, they get really close, others are not as close as others, and they don't see the full picture. And so we we should keep that in mind as we look at these theories in the social sciences, that some theories may be better than others. And it's important to critically examine theories when we are presented with a theory. So now let's connect theories with inductive and deductive reasoning. So in inductive reasoning, we use observations and then we come up with a theory. For example, there's one theory called objectification theory. And in that theory, they talk about how a variety of things creates a culture of objectification. Things like media they talked about. And so what they did was they saw that in a lot of media, in lots and lots of media, there was objectification going on. And so then they were able to create this theory called objectification theory, in which they explain a variety of things around the objectification process. And then deductive reasoning. So this is when maybe we would take the objectification theory to begin with, and then we would use it to generate a hypothesis for a specific study we want to do on objectification. Perhaps we want to examine objectification that women do of men in swimsuits or something like that. And so we would formulate a hypothesis that women would be more likely to objectify a man if he's wearing a swimsuit. Anyways, and so we took the general theory of objectification theory and then made a hypothesis about it. Anyway, so that is an introduction to theories.